Sunny here. This is Eagle Fly Free, one of my favorite songs by a band called Helloween. It's progressive metal. It's just a very happy tune, very good song. Before we start, I want to talk about that the song involves a lot of. There's two things. The two key things of this song is the pivot note. Basically, when I say pivot note, is that every time you play, you always go back to the same note, but you play different notes. So, like the intro, you play different note, but you keep always going back to that E note in between. So that's pivoting, pivot notes. So that's one thing. The second thing is that on the licks between one main part of the verse go to the next part, he does it's like a double picking on a note. So instead of playing single note, you play each note double. It's almost like Bark at the Moon. Alright, so we'll go over that part too. But those are the two key parts to the songs: the pivoting notes and the double picking on single notes. Okay. So the intro goes like this. And play it slowly. All right. So the first three notes always go back to the mute on the E string, low open E string. Alright, and the note we play is on the A string. It's a 7th, 9th, and 10th fret. And we don't mute those strings. We only mute on the open E string. So the first note we play on the 7th fret on the A, which is the E note, we play it twice. And then you play the open E. And then back to 7th fret, the E note again. Mute on the open E, 9th fret on the A string. That's basically F sharp, open E again, mute, and then 10th fret on the A string, mute on the open E. So that's the first measure. The first note is before the first measure. So the first note is outside the first measure, it's before that, and then it goes. So that's the first measure. And put it together. Alright, so second measure is a 7 fret on the A, 10 on the A, 9 on the A, and then we'll go from 7 to 5. It's a little different at the last two notes because you don't pivot on the E note, you just go straight from 7 to 5. So it goes like this. Okay, so put the two measures together. And after you play that, you play the 5th fret again one more time. Alright, so we just covered 3 measures. So I'm going to play this slowly. You just follow me. You catch that part, it's a little odd part right there in the middle. So you go from 7, 5, 5. And then finish up on the third measure. And after you play that part, 4th measure on the 5th fret again on the A. Pivot on the open E, 9 on the A, open E, 7 on the A, open E, and then play the 5 and 7 on the A string without the pivoting E. Okay, it goes like that. So the whole thing from the beginning. And then repeat again. So those so that last part you just repeat it. And then you play the C power chord. That's basically A3 and D5. And then G power chord, E3 and A5. Third fret on the E string and fifth fret on the A string. And then you play the B power chord, which is A2, second fret on the A string, and D4, which is the fourth fret on the G string. And then you play this inverted power chord. That's basically a major third. Minor third. We're playing the A6 and D4, sixth fret on the A string and fourth fret on the D string. And I play the open E power chord, open E and second fret on the A together. So that's the intro. So play a little faster so you can hear the whole thing. So that's the intro. And it's very important again, it's very you have to mute the open E string, the note that you pivot on. And then all the notes on the A string you don't mute at all. You just play those notes so it rains out. You can give it a little more harmonic too. If you want to give a little more bite to it, that sounds good too as well. So that's the intro. Okay, so after the intro, we go to verse 1. It gets a little more complicated. It changes key. So instead of playing open E string and the E chord at the 7th position, now we're pivoting on the 5th fret on the A string, which is a D note, and we're playing the basically D chord, D power chord. Alright, so let me play it slowly for you what it sounds like on the on the verse. Go from intro to the verse. So that's the first section of the verse. So the important part about this is that when you play the pivoting note, you mute it. So every time I play the 5th fret on the A string, I mute it. But this time, instead of playing one time, you gotta go so down up down. Okay. So down up down. So it's actually down up. I'm sorry. That's it. So here's how it goes. Alright. So what I do is I play the D power chord, A5, D7, and then you play mute down up on the 5th fret on the A string, and you play the D power chord again. Alright, and again you play the 5th fret on the D string, down up, and then you play the 7th fret only on the A string. But when you play the 7th fret on the A string, you don't mute that. So it goes. So mute, down up on the D on the 5th fret, and you down on the 7th fret, downstroke on the 7th fret. When you do it again, this time you go down up on the 5th fret on the A string, and you play the 8th fret with your pinky on the A string, unmute. Okay? And the next part, you goes down up again on the 5th fret, and you play the D chord, unmute. Okay? So that's the first part. And then it goes to down up on the 5th fret, mute, and then 8th fret on the A string, unmute. Do the same thing again, 5th fret down up, and then 7th fret on the A string, unmute. And then down up on the 5th fret on the A, and they play the D chord again. So that's almost the 2 measures. So I'm play it a little faster so you can hear what it sounds like. Alright, slowly again. And then you play down, up again on the 5th fret. Right after, as soon as you play that, you gotta move really quickly and play the C power chord, which is the A3 and D5. And after you play that, you will start to pivoting on the C note, which is the 3rd fret on the A string, after you play the C chord. So down up on the C, which is the 3rd fret, and play the C chord again, unmute, and they play down up on the 3rd fret on the A string, mute, and play the 5th fret on the A string, unmute, and then down up on the 3rd fret on this A string again, and the 7th fret, unmute. So you gotta stretch out with your pinky, and make sure your index finger stays on the 3rd fret on the A, just like that. After you play that, you gotta play the down up on the 5th fret, and then down on the 7th fret again on the A string, and then down up on the 3rd fret, and then C chord again, and then down up on the 5th fret, and then 7th fret on the A, down up on the 3rd fret, 5th fret, down up on the 3rd fret on the A string, and then C chord again. Alright, so the whole thing together will sound like the. Let's just do the C chord part. So you start from the 5th fret twice, and you play the C chord. I'm sorry, I'm doing it again. I gotta think about what I'm doing here. Okay. Yeah, so that was it. Sorry, when I play slow, I kind of always mess up if I'm not playing full speed. So again. So that's the second part of the verse 1. So put the 2 parts together. And then you play 3rd fret again, down up, and you repeat the whole thing again at the fifth position. Once you play that the D chord again, the second time you play that, instead of go to the C chord and doing the down up mute thing, you will play the open. I'm sorry, not the open, but play the B flat power chord. That's basically first fret on the A string and third fret with D and G. You hold it for 2 notes. And then you play the F power chord. First fret on the E string and the third fret of your A and D. Hold it for 2 notes. And an open A power chord, open A string and second fret your D. Hold it for 2 notes, and you play the 4th fret single note on the A string. Hold it for two notes. So that's the and that's before we do the. Alright, so far we have this. Let me play a little faster. It's always easier to play faster than slow down with this part. I don't know why. It sounds better too. It's just easier to play. Alright, so play slowly again, that part right there, just slightly slower. So that goes to that little riff right there. Again, I'm playing each note twice, down, up. I'll start from the 5th fret on the A string, open A, 3rd fret on the A, open A again, 3rd fret on the D string, 2nd fret your D string, 5th fret on the A string, and 3rd fret on the A string. So it's always down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And every note you play it twice. Repeat it one more time. How do you play fast on that part? So everybody plays differently. So I think you just need to make sure you just use your hand. And I would first of all, you might want to just try a different angle of your hand. Let's try to play that. Just play one note. You just turn your angle just a little bit of your hand. Just turn like this, and see which one's more comfortable for you. And same thing with your pick. You know how you hold your pick. You know, do you hold it in an angle? Does it play better? Whatever works for you. Everybody's different. You know, some people use more wrist, some people use more forearm. But if you can get it sounds like this, if you're comfortable with it, then you're good. And now you try to add this part to it. See, I can't play that part really well. I have to adjust my hand a certain way. So I got it that time. So again, you practice slowly, but make sure you feel that your hands moving natural. Alright. So and then you can put the whole thing together. So that's the part for verse 1. Well, the second time you play that, you play exactly the same thing on the main rhythm. The fifth chord. Now the riff this time, the second time you play is slightly different. It goes like this. All right. So the notes are fifth fret, open A, third, on the A, open A, 3 and 2 on the D, 5 and 3 on the A. What I do is when I play the fifth fret and the third fret on the A, I go from pinky on the fifth and to my index finger to my third fret. The reason why is because I got to use my ring finger this time and play the fifth fret on the A, third fret on the A, sixth fret on the E, fifth fret on the E, third fret on the E, first fret on the E with my index finger again, open E, the first fret on the E string again. Actually, you can shift it up like that if you want, but the same thing. So that's the lick, and before it goes to the next part.